First gentleman from California is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy.
The gentleman from Texas is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentleman from California. I thank the Speaker. I thank the gentlelady from California. Every one of us here has significant groups of constituents and people across this country, from the communities in question, from the Chinese American communities, from the Indian American communities, who have interest in wanting to make sure their communities can be represented and might well support some of this. But of course they do. Of course they do, because what are we going to do here but pick winners and losers, which is what this Congress does every single day, pick winners and losers. But who are the losers on this? It's not big tech. It's not all the big tech, big corporations that are all happy to collude with the People's House in order to get their labor supply and what they need. But who is going to be the losers? A lot of the hospitals. Why did the Hospital Association oppose this? Could it be that there's Filipino nurses and others who can be left behind are going to have to go to the back of the line? The Filipino nurses that were crowding the room in which I was being treated for cancer at MD Anderson, which was chock full of Filipino nurses. Right? We're picking winners and losers here based on nationality and specific countries. And the gentlelady from California just tried to mount a defense that we're not going to open the door to Chinese communists coming to the United States, but conveniently leaves out of the code all of the exceptions. The exception for involuntary membership, the exception for past membership, the exception for close family members. I mean, any idiot could drive a truck through those holes, right? This is not a hard thing to understand what's happening. At the 11th hour, at the end of the 117th Congress, while Democrats are colluding with a bunch of weak-kneed Republicans in the Senate to pass a bunch of money that we don't have, to borrow more money that we don't have, to jam through a massive omnibus spending bill at the expense of the American people, this body is about to jam through a garbage immigration bill that will undermine people around the world seeking to come here who are going to be put to the back of the line while colluding with big tech and big corporate interests to do it. That's what's happening right now on the floor of the House. Because we never actually have full-throated debates about this stuff, contrary to what the gentlelady said. Oh, we just dismiss, say, oh, we have a couple of hearings. What, one witness mentioned something in a hearing and that constitutes a hearing? We're not having an actual debate here on the floor. We're having 30 minutes of each side getting up and saying their talking points, and then we'll have a vote, and then we'll move on. We're not going to be able to offer amendments on the floor because nobody in this body, none of the leadership of that side of the aisle, or frankly off in this side of the aisle, gives a damn about my right to be able to offer an amendment on the floor of this House as my constituents gave me the power to do. We're here trying to defend the interest of having an immigration policy that is not based on the interest of one industry at the expense of countless other industries and at the expense of an immigration system that actually works. While our border is wide open, being exploited by cartels and China to kill 72,000 Americans last year, and my Democratic colleagues don't give a rip about a wide open border exploiting the American people and migrants getting abused in the process. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Gentleman from California reserves. Gentlewoman from California, Ms. Lofgren, is recognized.
Thank you.